tape on J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez has multiple tapes.
We knew then that there was a nice tape out there on J-Lo.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
His father done things to him that he should be in jail for.
And I can tell the video was
Find you.
I started to drink more and more and more, and it was really hard for me.
How you doing, mommy?
I'm good.
What, did you win?
I don't know. We don't know.
You don't know
Probably
yet?
not.
There are rumors swirling that Ben Affleck has testified about Jennifer Lopez covering up for Diddy. For the longest time, we all thought Jennifer Lopez's involvement with Diddy ended with the infamous 1999 nightclub shooting where rapper Shyne took the fall. But now it's looking like J-Lo might have stayed mixed up in Diddy's drama long after they split. And here's the kicker. Ben Affleck knew about it all. According to him, this was the real reason Ben decided to leave J-Lo before everything hit the fan. But what did Ben actually know? And was Diddy blackmailing J-Lo with some wild footage of her and young boys?
Hey, J-Lo. Hey, when you gonna stop messing with these lanes, man? Get a real one like me. Oh, you ain't gonna reply? Keep getting divorces then, Lane.
But you did used to date Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Diddy, he's
He's a hell of a hustler. Like,
No, he was. But I don't know. We never lived together. I was talking more about my relationships where we lived together and everything. We were like boyfriend and girlfriend.
If anyone knows Diddy well, it's J-Lo. What's interesting is that Diddy is the only man who has spoken highly of her, especially considering that most of J-Lo's exes haven't left on the best terms due to her mean girl reputation.
I don't know. Every man she's been with has said the same thing, except for Diddy. Diddy's the only one that said she was a great girlfriend and how he wish he hadn't messed it up.
So back in the late 90s, J-Lo and Diddy were a power couple, and rumors have always swirled that she was more involved in his shady dealings than she let on. Some even compared her relationship to a modern-day Bonnie and Clyde situation, J-Lo being the Bonnie to Diddy's Clyde. But for some reason, the real story about just how deep J-Lo's ties to Diddy went has always been tightly locked away. Sure, we all knew they dated, but there's always been chatter that there was way more going on behind the scenes, especially with that 1999 shooting.
What Chris had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot.
All right, so picture this. Diddy and J-Lo were out at a nightclub in Times Square, celebrating the upcoming release of Shyne's album, Diddy's 21-year-old protege who was still pretty new to the rap game, just like J-Lo was at the time. Everything was going smooth until they left the club. Diddy, champagne bottle in hand, accidentally bumped into a guy named Matthew Allen, known better as Scar in the streets. Now, Scar wasn't one to let things slide. He pushed Diddy, and that's when things really popped off. Scar's crew got involved too. One of them even threw a stack of money right in Diddy's face like it was confetti. Diddy wasn't having any of it. Before you knew it, shots were fired. In the chaos, 3 people were hit, including a woman named Natanya Rubin, who was reportedly shot in the face by Diddy himself. But Diddy and J-Lo didn't stick around to deal with the aftermath. As soon as the shots rang out, they dipped, hopping into a Lincoln Navigator with the gun stashed in the trunk. And here's the crazy part. They weren't even initially caught for the shooting. They got pulled over because they ran a red light trying to make their getaway. Talk about sloppy. At the station, both Diddy and J-Lo had their mugshots taken, and J-Lo was reportedly a mess, crying uncontrollably. At one point, she was even handcuffed to a pole. Her mom showed up, yelling at her in Spanish, basically saying, "I told you to stay away from that man." Even her own mom knew Diddy was bad news and feared he'd drag J-Lo down with him. And let's be real, she wasn't wrong. And get this, J-Lo actually let Diddy and his lawyer use her name to help him dodge those gun charges from the club shooting incident. According to reports, one of Diddy's lawyers even played the celebrity card in court saying, "I don't know if you know this, judge, but Jennifer Lopez is a very famous actress. To think Mr. Combs is walking around with her while carrying a loaded gun is so ridiculous it's hard to believe." And somehow, that worked. Diddy got acquitted of all the charges. But hold up, J-Lo's involvement went deeper than just lending her name for the defense. In a lawsuit filed by Lil Rod, he claimed that Diddy told him J-Lo was actually the one who smuggled the gun into the club that night. According to the lawsuit, J-Lo handed Diddy the gun during his altercation with Scar and even urged him to use it. Lil Rod's words were wild. He said J-Lo, Diddy's girlfriend at the time, was the one carrying the weapon and gave it to him when things got heated.
Her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face like J-Lo has said nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
It's looking like J-Lo was way deeper into Diddy's Bonnie and Clyde lifestyle than anyone realized. She was the ride or die for him, and she even admitted in an interview that she was crazy about Diddy, despite him cheating on her. She was head over heels and willing to do anything for him. She said, "It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful, and I went totally nuts. My life was in a complete tailspin." Now that's some deep loyalty. So J-Lo was caught up in Diddy's world that she allegedly went along with whatever he wanted, including participating in some wild, secretive events known as freak-offs. Even after they broke up, rumor has it that J-Lo continued to get involved with Diddy behind the scenes. According to 50 Cent, J-Lo allegedly stayed involved with Diddy even when she was married to other men. And when Diddy started organizing these notorious freak-offs, J-Lo was allegedly right there with him.
Miss Lopez got mad and she went home and she put on some jeans and sneakers and put her hair back into a little bun and a ponytail, and she came back to the studio and Puff had a new song for her because she was heated and he got rid of all those girls that was in the studio. So he never tried to, straight up, talk to her crazy or anything around people. Never. I never even heard him raise his voice.
Now, federal indictment documents paint a disturbing picture of what went down. The papers describe Diddy engaging in a persistent and pervasive pattern of aggressive behavior towards women and others. This included verbal, emotional, and physical mistreatment. And it didn't stop there. Diddy allegedly manipulated women into participating in orchestrated activities with male commercial workers. The documents say he used his power and influence to control these women, offering financial support to those who complied and threatening to cut them off if they didn't. But Diddy wasn't acting alone. According to the indictment, his business operations and employees, ranging from security to personal assistants and high-ranking supervisors, helped facilitate and cover up these actions. They worked as intermediaries, all under Diddy's control, making sure that his twisted plan stayed hidden. The whole thing was a well-oiled machine, with Diddy using his business as a front to carry out and conceal what was really going on behind the scenes. The feds have reportedly been keeping a close eye on Diddy's infamous freak-off parties for years. And according to the documents, it's not just Diddy who's been involved. Multiple artists have allegedly participated. The documents claim that Diddy and his associates wielded their power and influence to intimidate and lure women into his orbit, often under the guise of romantic relationships. But once these women were in, Diddy allegedly used manipulation, force, and coercion to make them engage in acts with male commercial workers, referring to these events as freak-offs. These parties were no small affair either. They reportedly happened regularly, sometimes lasting for days, and often involved multiple workers. The documents even say that Diddy would provide controlled substances to keep the women obedient and compliant, sometimes without their knowledge. To make things worse, Diddy allegedly filmed these encounters without the participants' consent and kept the footage for himself. After these intense events, both Diddy and the women were said to receive IV fluids to recover from the physical toll and the illegal substances involved. Now here's where Ben Affleck comes in. He's claiming that J-Lo was not only at these freak-offs, but was an active participant. And according to Ben, J-Lo's partners at these events weren't always of legal age. To top it off, an insider claims that Ben provided this information to the authorities, along with video footage that allegedly shows J-Lo at these parties with underage boys. For those who haven't been keeping up, back in July, Ben Affleck shocked everyone by announcing he was filing for divorce from Jennifer Lopez. While many believed the split was due to J-Lo's alleged controlling behavior or even Ben's personal struggles, recent reports suggest that the real story might be tied to Diddy's legal troubles. Let's not forget the major raids in March, led by Homeland Security, where a huge amount of electronic devices like tapes, CCTV footage, laptops, and phones were seized from Diddy's properties. There's talk that Diddy may have tried to hide or destroy some evidence before the raid, but here's where things get interesting. Rumors suggest Ben Affleck may have his own stash of evidence. This could make things even messier for everyone involved. Even Suge Knight, the former CEO of Death Row Records, has made headlines by openly commenting on the situation. He claims these tapes contain footage of Lopez from the late 1990s, a turbulent period when she was romantically involved with Diddy. Knight alleges that the tapes showcase Lopez in compromising situations.
And they get all these videos of J-Lo doing this and J-Lo doing that. And they know the fact that J-Lo lied, that the gun was Shyne or whatever, that man just prison destroyed his life, and she knew it was tough.
In a surprising twist, Ben has allegedly relocated just a few doors down from his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. This close proximity has reportedly strengthened their relationship, with the two being seen visiting each other frequently. The idea of rekindling that bond raises eyebrows and invites curiosity about their dynamic, especially as they co-parent their children. Shifting the focus to Jennifer Lopez, there have been ongoing discussions about her alleged controlling nature. Reports from fans and fellow celebrities point to a pattern of difficult behavior. One notable incident occurred when she was criticized for publicly spitting chewing gum into her assistant's hand in New York City, an act that drew significant backlash and painted her in an unfavorable light. Furthermore, multiple former staff members have come forward with their own experiences, expressing feelings of mistreatment at the hands of Lopez. Such accounts contribute to a growing narrative about her challenging personality, leading many to question her public persona. Lopez has also faced accusations of cultural appropriation. Critics argue that despite her identifying as Negrita to acknowledge her African heritage, her actions sometimes contradict this stance. A prominent example is during the production of her hit song, Jenny from the Block, where many believe the contributions of black artists were downplayed, leading to further criticism. Additionally, there are rumors suggesting that Lopez has encouraged Affleck to consider cosmetic procedures like fillers to maintain a youthful appearance. Reports indicate she has pointed out that many of his friends have undergone similar treatments. However, Ben is reportedly uncomfortable with these suggestions, adding yet another layer of complexity to their relationship. In her first press interview since her divorce from Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez shared why she canceled her 2024 music tour. Although she announced their breakup on August 20th, citing irreconcilable differences, it was really Ben who first wanted the divorce. J-Lo just finalized it to make it look like she was the one ending things, even though it was clear that he wanted out of the relationship. The news of their split followed months of speculation about their relationship status. Just a month before the announcement, the couple had reportedly listed their impressive 12-bedroom, 24-bathroom California mansion for a staggering $68 million. J-Lo has since moved out of the property. While many have speculated on the reasons behind the cancellation of her tour, some believe it might be a strategic move to distance herself from Diddy's legal troubles. Given the current scrutiny surrounding Diddy, including his recent indictment, it's suggested that her public relation team is working diligently to ensure she remains untainted by any association with his controversies. But what about Diddy's relationship with J-Lo? Did she also endure the same mistreatment as Cassie, Kim, Gina, and other past relationships with Diddy? Or was her experience different? The two first crossed paths in 1999 when Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, was working on the music video for Lopez's hit song, If You Had My Love. Their connection blossomed quickly, igniting a romance that captivated the public. However, their relationship took a dramatic turn that same year in December when the infamous 1999 shooting incident occurred at a New York nightclub. And as we all know, the chaotic scene involved gunfire that left a significant mark on both of their lives. Yet remarkably, both J-Lo and Diddy seemed to escape unscathed from the fallout, at least in the immediate sense. After the shooting, their relationship continued in an on-again, off-again manner, keeping the world intrigued. The couple stole the spotlight in February 2000 when they made a memorable appearance on the Grammy Awards red carpet, with Lopez wearing her iconic green Versace dress, a moment that would go down in fashion history. However, just a year later, the couple announced their split on Valentine's Day 2001. According to ABC News, Diddy's publicist, Natalie Moore, confirmed the breakup, stating, "Mr. Combs confirmed that he and his love, Jennifer Lopez, have in fact broken up. Mr. Combs is confirming this today as he wanted to put all the rumors surrounding their relationship to rest. At this difficult time, we ask that you respect his privacy. Lopez later shared with Oprah Winfrey that she had ended the relationship because she realized she would never have the family life she desired with Diddy. Speculation around infidelity swirled, particularly regarding Diddy's lingering feelings for his ex, Kim Porter, who tragically passed away in 2018. This breakup initially paved the way for Lopez to find love again, this time with Ben Affleck. Fast forward to 2019, and Lopez took a moment to reflect on what she termed the Puffy era during an interview with the Breakfast Club radio show. The Puffy era was just kind of crazy, heightened time in my life. You know, Puffy and I both grew up in the Bronx, she recounted. When discussing their initial attraction, she shared, he had been in the music business and had all this success. I was just starting and making my first album when I met him. He became kind of a mentor to me in that moment. We had this kind of crazy, tumultuous relationship that ended in a bang. Now, as we all know, that relationship was far from perfect. And just as J-Lo said, it was downright crazy. Recently, rumors have surfaced suggesting that Diddy attempted to use Jennifer to get involved with other artists in some pretty wild activities, one of those supposed artists being Ja Rule. This claim was somewhat confirmed by Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal, who revealed that Diddy has a history of using underhanded tactics to get men to sleep with him.
This guy, you know, or put him in a situation with other girls so he could do whatever he wanted to do with them. And
Gene also revealed that Diddy had been trying to set him up against Jay-Z. He would intentionally introduce Ja Rule to women, secretly snapping photos, to later use as blackmail to get Ja Rule to do whatever Diddy wanted. The level of manipulation and deceit in these relationships is staggering, highlighting just how chaotic Diddy's world really is. This situation supposedly led to Ja Rule becoming a bit too accustomed to Diddy's ways. It was reported that Ja Rule developed an addiction to these escapades, which ultimately caused significant strain in his marriage. After serving time in jail in 2013, Ja Rule returned home only to leave his wife, Aisha Atkins. She revealed in an MTV segment that despite their decade-long marriage, it took Ja Rule only 2 years of freedom to choose Diddy over her. She expressed hope that his newfound attractions were just a phase, wishing he'd eventually return to their family. Now, with all that being said, it's clear that J-Lo knew far more than she initially let on, and she's been covering for Diddy for decades. And there's also the undeniable fact that the web of secrets surrounding their relationship is more tangled than anyone could have imagined. Recent revelations about Diddy's alleged activities have sparked questions, not only about his past, but also about Jennifer's role in it all. In a calculated move, J-Lo is apparently planning to file a lawsuit against Diddy, hinting at a strategy to safeguard her public image amidst rising scrutiny of their past. This legal action seems to be a direct response to being dragged into Diddy's recent controversies, including the infamous 1999 nightclub shooting incident. In an apparent attempt to enhance her reputation, J-Lo recently invested a whopping $20 million into a film project designed to make her appear more relatable and likable. However, it backfired spectacularly. In one scene, she portrays a rags-to-riches story, presenting herself as a young girl running through the neighborhood with messy hair. This portrayal fell flat when classmates revealed she attended an exclusive all-girls private Christian school that cost a staggering $122,000 in tuition, hardly the humble beginnings she attempted to convey. On top of that, leaked tapes of intimate conversations between J-Lo and Diddy have surfaced, stirring up further gossip and intrigue about their relationship. Speculation has also arisen regarding hidden rooms in Diddy's homes, raising eyebrows about their intended purpose and adding layers to the unfolding drama. As for Diddy, new court filings have shed light on the timeline for his upcoming trial related to S-teaking charges. On Thursday, Judge Arun Subramanian set the date for Combs' federal trial for May 5, 2025, according to USA Today. In the documents filed late Wednesday, federal prosecutors detailed an extensive list of discovery items they plan to examine. This includes various electronics, hard drives, and evidence seized from Combs' mansions, as well as business records from financial institutions, hotels, and phone companies. In response, Combs' legal team requested a reasonable production deadline to allow adequate time for him to review the materials ahead of the trial. The filing emphasized that Mr. Combs continues to assert his right to a speedy trial and intends to seek a trial date as early as April or May 2025, aligning with the court's trial schedule. They also requested deadlines for filing pretrial motions. While it appears Combs' team got the trial date they sought, their efforts to secure bail have been denied once again. The judge ruled against Diddy's third bail request, meaning he will remain in federal detention until the trial in the spring. With all the evidence the feds have, it's possible that J-Lo could be implicated as well. Reports say Ben is ready to testify against her, potentially dragging her through the mud for her past actions. One person even remarked, she's as sick as Diddy, like the shooting and sending a man to jail when he didn't do the shooting. She should be in jail with Diddy. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more jaw-dropping Diddy content that's wilder than you ever imagined.